Have you ever thanked the storm for breaking you? Because sometimes destruction is the first act of creation. The Stoics knew the obstacle is the path, not the end of it. So today, let's walk that path together through 8 Stoic lessons that turn pain into power. Overcome adversity the Stoic way. 1. Pain. It's the first teacher, not the enemy. Pain is not your punishment, it's your initiation. Every ache, every scar, whispers a truth. You are still alive, still learning. The Stoics didn't run from pain, they examined it, and in doing so, they mastered it. When Epictetus was a slave, his master twisted his leg until it broke. Calmly, Epictetus said, "You will break it." And when it snapped, he simply said, "I told you so." He had already separated body from mind. The pain couldn't reach his soul. Tips practical. Next time pain visits, pause. Ask, what is this teaching me? Write it down. You'll often find that every wound carries wisdom disguised as suffering. What pain in your life has become your greatest teacher? We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Pain opens the door, and once you walk through it, you'll meet its twin, loss, the next great teacher. 2. Loss. It shows you what truly matters. What you lose is never truly yours. What remains is. The Stoics taught that everything borrowed from fate will someday be reclaimed. When you lose something, you are simply returning what was never yours to keep. Marcus Aurelius lost his children to illness, yet wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Loss didn't harden him, it clarified his heart. Tips practical. When loss strikes, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask instead, "What did this reveal about what I value most?" And let that awareness reshape how you live. If you lost everything today, what truth about yourself would still remain? He who has lost nothing fears nothing. Seneca. When loss clears the noise, it leaves behind humility. And humility is born through our next lesson. Failure. 3. Failure. It humbles the ego and builds the will. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the process of becoming worthy of it. To the Stoic, failure is feedback from the universe, a mirror that shows us where pride outpaced wisdom. Each fall strips away illusion until only truth remains. Seneca was exiled from Rome, disgraced by politics. Yet in exile, he wrote his most powerful works, the letters that still guide us centuries later. His failure became the foundation of eternal wisdom. Tips practical. When you fail, don't run. Reflect. Write down what the failure exposed, your weakness, your assumptions, your ego. Then thank it for the clarity it brought. What if your greatest failure was actually the moment you began to grow? Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. After failure, we often face something even more personal, rejection. But rejection, too, can be divine redirection. 4. Rejection. It redirects you to the right path. Rejection is not the universe closing a door. It's guiding you to the one that was meant for you. The Stoics believed that fate doesn't deny, it rearranges. What feels like rejection is often protection, steering you away from what would have harmed your purpose. When Epictetus was denied freedom for years, he used that confinement to master philosophy. The world rejected him, but that silence became his teacher. Tips practical. The next time you face rejection, pause before despair. Say to yourself, if not this, then something better aligned with my nature. That small shift turns bitterness into trust. What rejection in your past was actually the best thing that ever happened to you? Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do. Epictetus. Rejection leaves you alone, but solitude isn't the enemy. Because next comes loneliness, the forge of the Stoic mind. 5. Loneliness. It sharpens your mind and soul. Loneliness is not the absence of people. it's the presence of your true self. In solitude, the Stoic finds clarity. Without the noise of the crowd, your thoughts reveal who you truly are. The world often distracts us. Silence brings us back. Marcus Aurelius wrote meditations alone in his tent, surrounded by war. In those quiet hours, he spoke not to an audience, but to his own soul. And through that solitude, he found peace that no empire could give. Tips practical. Spend 1 hour a week in deliberate solitude. No phone, no noise, no distraction. Write what you discover about yourself when no one else is watching. When was the last time you were truly alone and not lonely? Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Marcus Aurelius. Loneliness teaches you stillness. But soon, life will test that calm with uncertainty. The next trial of the Stoic spirit. 6. Uncertainty. It trains your courage. You cannot control the waves, but you can learn to sail. The Stoics knew that uncertainty is life's default state. Control is an illusion. Courage is the only real power. Every unknown moment is an invitation to act with virtue, despite fear. When Rome burned, Seneca did not panic. He wrote that fire tests gold, adversity tests brave men. Even amid chaos, he chose composure, the ultimate Stoic courage. Tips practical. When you face uncertainty, focus only on what's within your control, your thoughts, your actions, your response. Everything else belongs to fate. What would you do today if you stopped waiting for certainty? Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Epictetus. Uncertainty trains courage, but courage needs another companion. Patience, the quiet strength that turns struggle into wisdom. 7. Patience. It turns struggle into wisdom. Time is the truest philosopher, and patience is its disciple. The Stoics believed that wisdom ripens slowly. You cannot rush growth without breaking its roots. To endure without resentment, that is the mark of the wise. Epictetus spent years as a slave before becoming a teacher. He never complained. He said, "No great thing is created suddenly." His patience turned captivity into enlightenment. Tips practical. When progress feels invisible, remind yourself, the seed doesn't grow in a day. Keep tending, keep waiting. Nature moves at the pace of purpose. What lesson in your life is still teaching you through patience? No great thing is created suddenly. Epictetus. When patience settles in, acceptance follows. The final Stoic virtue that sets the soul free. 8. Acceptance. It frees you from what you can't control. Freedom begins where control ends. Acceptance isn't surrender, it's serenity. The Stoics taught amor fati, to love one's fate. When you stop fighting what is, you become one with what must be. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, plague, and war. Yet every morning he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Acceptance didn't weaken him, it made him unbreakable. Tips practical. Practice saying, "This is not good or bad. It simply is." Notice how peace follows acceptance, and how power returns once resistance fades. What could you accept today that would finally set you free? The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. And so, through pain, loss, failure, rejection, loneliness, uncertainty, patience, and acceptance, the Stoic becomes stronger. Adversity doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. Which of these 8 lessons shaped you the most? Was it pain that taught you resilience, or acceptance that gave you peace? Share your lesson in the comments. Your reflection might be the wisdom someone else needs today. If this message speaks to your soul, there's more waiting on the Stoic 8. Subscribe for daily reflections, timeless philosophy, and modern strength. Watch the next story and walk deeper into the Stoic path. Remember, you don't control what happens, only how you meet it. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, When you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to love, to endure. Follow the Stoic 8, and let every obstacle become your way.